Hi everyone. Wanted to put together a video to highlight an exciting feature we have available for our FusionBot customers for driving additional traffic to your site. Now, typically when you think of a site search engine, it typically doesn't have anything to do with driving traffic to your site. Ultimately, it's once traffic arrives at your site, we can help convert those visitors into customers, for example, if you're an e-commerce site, by helping them more easily find what they're looking for. Well, what we can do to help assist in driving traffic to your site as well is analyze your search activity. Find out what the most popular keywords are searched for on your actual site. That's your site's trends, your site's keyword popularities, most popular products, bits of information, whatever it might be. And by analyzing that information, we can turn those most popular keywords into static links that you can link to from your site. When you link to those static links, the major search engines, the Googles and Bings of the world and so on and so forth, will see those links, follow them because they're static in nature. As many of you may know, if a link appears to be dynamic in nature, that is, it has a question mark, ampersand, equal variables, they're typically not going to be crawled and followed by major search engines, and they're also not very search engine friendly in terms of the contents of those URLs, and having the contents of those URLs be beneficial in terms of what they contain and therefore how they're searched upon. So ultimately, again, what we're doing is turning those most popular keywords searched on your site into static links that get indexed by the major search engines, so that when visitors to those major search engines use those keywords to submit a search, the links into your site search results as static links that we've generated are going to be indexed and hopefully favorably positioned in those search engines results pages, and assist in then having visitors to the web click on those links, drive traffic to your site, take them to the pages ultimately on your site, click that buy button, and convert them into a customer. So it's a win-win for everybody, and the most important thing on a FusionBot, from a FusionBot perspective, is we don't charge you for the feature. If you're a paid customer, it's available inherently. Some other services, for example, will charge you for every link that gets clicked by virtue of the feature that they make available. So let's get into it. How does this work? If you go to I'm going to take you into an existing customer example, and we'll start from square one. Prior to even the search engine optimization static links functionality being made available, you go into your account, click on keyword statistics, and let's say that we're going to generate a keyword statistic report for the span of about a month. So for here, let's go 16th, 17th. That sounds good. Let's do a minimum count because we don't care about some of the small hits. And here's your typical keyword statistics report, and what this is telling you is for that date span we've selected, here are the most popular search terms that have been submitted against your search index. If they're popular to the vast majority of your visitors, well, guess what? Those are the same people you want to bring to your site with those same type of search terms, because it's probably what you're most prominently featuring, what are your most important items, bits of information, products, whatever it might be. So what can FusionBot do, therefore, to assist in driving traffic to your site with these valuable bits or pieces of information by virtue of this keyword statistics report? Well, again, what we can do is take this information. So let's look at some of the top keywords searched here: Genestra, probiotics, UDNA, calcium, fish oil, and so on and so forth. So what we can do now is go back to the FusionBot account, and we can say, okay, let's enable a keyword report based on these keywords that is generated in the form of static links. So again, typically when you see a dynamic link that a spider is not going to index, it's going to have question marks and ampersands and equal signs, and it's not very user-friendly. So we can enable a report for a various range or list span, what we call it, that will auto-refresh the report on a daily basis, a span of 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, all the way up to 30 days. The more active search activity or the more search volume you have, the shorter the list span can be, so that it's constantly being regenerated, for example, on a daily basis if you have a lot of search activity, so that report is current as possible in terms of trends on your site and popular items that people are searching for. In most cases, your volume is probably not that high. You're better off doing a greater list span so that you have a more robust data set or data points to generate the report against. So now that we've enabled this report, you can go to a customer website. This is the customer's website in this example, And what they can do is create a link somewhere on their pages. Obviously, the more prominently they locate them and more prominently they display them throughout the entire site, the better chance they're going to have of having search engines follow them. You can see in this customer example, in their navigation menus, they've added a link called Popular Searches. If you look at the very bottom of the browser window, you can see that links to search.rockwellnutrition.com. We're currently at www.rockwellnutrition.com, but the link is static in nature. There's nothing dynamic about it. But if you go ahead and click it, you've now jumped over, look at the URL, search.rockwellnutrition.com. You've now jumped over to a FusionBot hosted, dynamically generated page that is going to alphabetically sort the most popular keywords that have been searched for that list span range on your site. Most popular top 50 by default, and then also alphabetically by each letter, most popular that have been searched for that 30-day span on the site. What's critical, however, if you hover any one of these links and you look at the contents of the URL, these are links that are going to submit a search against the FusionBot search engine that you've made available to your visitors on your site. But what's important is if you look at these links, you can see they're completely static in nature. And what's additionally important is not only are they static in nature, but the link itself contains the keyword search, the popular keyword search. So let's scroll through some of these. And you can see each keyword at the end of that URL it represents that popular keyword searched on your site. So if you go ahead and click one of the links, what they actually link into, if we go into the address bar, we'll see search.rockwellnutrition supplements probiotics. What that links to is a physical search result page hosted by FusionBot, which submits a search for that particular keyword. If we were to do the same thing but actually physically search the site for that same keyword, and now we look at the URL in the address bar, you can see a significant difference. That's a dynamic URL link with question marks, ampersands, equal signs, and so on and so forth. Not a search engine friendly link, not likely to be indexed and followed by the major search engines, and therefore no benefit, for example, to assist in driving traffic to your site. However, if we go back to the static in nature link that generates the exact same results, again, you'll see that it's likely to be indexed by a search engine. It doesn't look to a search engine any different than any other static page that may exist on your site. One other key element is when you generate this report and enable it for your FusionBot account, you're able to add a default, what we call subdirectory keyword as well, to add to the relevance of the static URL. This customer has defined that most important singular keyword to their site so that all static URLs contain this keyword as a subdirectory type folder is the keyword supplements. So if someone's searching for supplements and probiotics, what we ultimately want to have happen is have this link end up returned favorably in the search results pages of the major search engines. I have a specific example that works well for a customer, for this particular customer. And if we go to Google and submit a search for it, this is a popular keyword on their site. So I'm an end user, happen to be at Google and searching for this particular supplement. I'd submit that search against Google. I come down to the results set and look at the very first result in the entire page of Google search results. That is the search engine friendly, static in nature, dynamic link generated by FusionBot by virtue of search activity at that customer site. Most popular searches get generated in the form of these links, get linked to from that site, indexed by the major search engines, searched by end users, returned in the Google search results, hopefully favorably, clicked on, and when we click on that link, we're again taken back to that customer site, to the FusionBot hosted search results, directly to their search results for that particular item. So again, as you can see, the beauty of the feature, it's bringing that FusionBot search implementation full circle to help we can help not only convert visitors to customers once they're at your site, we can help them get you there, help get them to you in the first place. So that's it in a nutshell. If you're interested in this feature, there's some customization we can do with you on your behalf to integrate it into your site. If you're a FusionBot customer, potential FusionBot customer, and see the value that it can bring, feel free to, in the description of this video, find our information, submit us an inquiry, and we'll be glad to help you out. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.